Hi, I'm Dave Monty. Welcome to my video series, Everything Villages. Today I'm going to do a quick market update. We're going into the busy season, January 2022. I'm also going to do a video on how to prep for a house buying trip here to the villages, so stay tuned. Couple of housekeeping items before we get started. As always, the topics that I cover in these videos is in my free 42-page guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages. If you'd like your free copy, just email me at davemontysales@gmail.com and I'll send you out your free copy. The second piece of housekeeping is that this is a duplicate video. I did a few upgrades to it. I just wanted to make it look a little bit cleaner than the old version that I did, but the material is pretty much redundant from the first one. So unless you are about to come on a house hunting trip, you probably can just listen to the market update and don't worry about the rest of it. All right, so speaking of market update, let me get this situated. Not much has changed over the course of the year. Inventories remain quite low. There is a metric that we use in real estate. You probably have heard me talk about this before. It's called the months of inventory. How it works is that you take the number of homes that are on the market currently and divide it by how fast those homes have been selling, and it'll tell you about how much inventory you have left. A balanced market is 6 months. Anything under is a seller's market. And I hate to laugh, but we're actually measuring it in days right now. So anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks of inventory are available, which means it's a really strong seller's market. So what else can you expect? Well, as we predicted last summer, home prices have increased in the fall, but not quite as fast as they did during the summer, which is good news. We do anticipate, now that we're coming into the busy season, that you'll see another acceleration in pricing. But I have been reading some things that suggest that the increase in pricing might not be as fast as it was last summer. Currently, there are only 65 homes on the market as of this recording. Maybe one or two of those homes are really nice, and that goes to start talking about prepping for your trip here, is that you can anticipate when you come here that you might only see 2 to 3 very nice listings in your price range. And those are going to be very competitive in nature as far as trying to win those homes. A majority of the inventory that's left is a little bit tired, probably needs some updating. And this has left a lot of frustration for my clients. So this frustration has led to clients maybe overpaying for homes, buying homes in locations that didn't intend. As an example, a lot of my clients come in and say, we're golfers, we love the town squares, we want to be in the main part of the villages. Well, they get a little frustrated over the course of the week of the resale market and end up buying new. Now, some of them really enjoy it down there, but I've already had some calls saying I really want to be back up in the main part of the villages. The other thing that we're seeing is clients making snap decisions, and I try to help my clients not make emotional purchases. We're actually putting a couple of things into place to enable our clients to expand the amount of inventory that's available to them, and also talking about buying sight unseen, and I'll talk about that at the end of this video. If you would like more information about how we're expanding the inventory for our clients, basically what we're doing is we're making the more tired homes more accessible by looking at those homes, helping you update those homes. And the punchline of this video is we probably could get you something all in with all the updates, with the work that we do for, as an example, $400,000, where if you were to actually try to compete for that finished home on the market, you might end up paying $450,000 as an example. And we do see that here quite a bit. Retirees want to unpack and go play, so they pay a huge premium for homes that are already updated in the resale market. They pay more of a premium than it would be to actually do the updates to a tired home themselves or have someone do it like us. So anyway, there's a lot of information about that in my YouTube video, Biggest Bang for Your Buck. Okay. Let's talk about what to do before you get here for your home buying trip. The very first thing is to become familiar with the market. I highly recommend, if you haven't talked to a realtor, including myself, let's set up a phone call and we can go into detail about the different areas of the villages. I do have other videos that talk about it. Some of those numbers are a little out of date. It's hard to keep up with all the changes, but get on a phone call with your agent. Really start to learn and understand this market, help narrow down what you're looking for, and actually help set proper expectations for your trip here. The next thing you'd like to do is make sure that you're seeing all of the homes that are coming on the resale market. So you will need to get up with an agent like me who can set you up on the MLS. And if you want to see the resales on the Villages listing service, then you would need a Villages agent. If you don't have one, just let me know and I can set you up with a good one. The goal of doing this is so you can learn the market. You can get a sense of what your budget is going to be able to afford you. And after possibly having that conversation with the real estate agent, really start to understand what you can afford in the different areas of the villages. The last thing that I point out in the slide is you're looking at the market as a whole. If you're not ready to buy, don't get emotionally attached to any one home that's in the MLS, especially if it looks like it's priced lower than everything else. It probably is a fantastic deal, but those don't come around that often. However, I do have some clients who've come in and have their expectations set at the deal of the century. So when you're going through the MLS, try to get a feel for the entire market, not individual properties. Before you come here, you want to get your finances in line. Okay? You're going to need to bring 2 checks if you want to make an offer. I don't have it on here, but one's going to go to the inspector if the offer is accepted. That costs anywhere between $300 to $400 to get your home inspected, depending on the size. And for earnest money, you can expect to pay up to about 5% of the cost of the home, give or take. The goal there is to make the seller feel comfortable that you're not going to walk away from a deal. You can write a personal check. It goes to a third-party title company for them to hold until the closing of the property. If you're going to get a loan, make sure that you're pre-approved. If you haven't talked to a mortgage broker yet, just let me know, and I can set you up with a fantastic one here in the Villages. My clients love him. If you're not getting a loan and you're paying cash, then you will need proof of funds. What proof of funds is this really anything that has your name on it with the total of your assets in that particular account? It can be one account, it can be multiple accounts that add up to more than the offer that you are making. There are some caveats there. You can cross out all your personal information other than the name and kind of the totals. The other thing is if you have much more money than in one account, then what you're going to make the offer on the home, I actually do recommend is maybe figuring out a way to move money into a separate account that is just above what your budget is going to be. So that should prep you, right? If you're getting a loan, get pre-approved. If you have cash, have proof of funds. Make sure you have a check for the inspector and make sure you have a check to be able to write to the title company and the money in your personal checking account for that deposit. Lastly, if you need the proceeds from the sale of your home and you are serious about buying, you need to sell your house or at least get your house on the market and have it under contract for it to be considered whatsoever. In a multiple offer situation, I guarantee there will be clients who will be paying cash and they do not need the sale of their house. If we are talking about homes that have been on the market for a while, then you might be able to sneak in the contingency of the sale of your home if it's currently under contract. Okay, so sell your home if you need those proceeds. All right, the rest of this video is really talking about time is of the essence. Things are moving incredibly fast in this market, especially for those homes that show very nice and that are going to have multiple offers. It's not uncommon to wake up to a home that's just been listed and it's sold by early afternoon because is that much activity. So help yourself a little bit. Make sure you bring a laptop or a tablet so you can take a look at listings, anything new that popped up in the morning. I do the same thing for my clients as well, but it's always great to have a second set of eyes to back me up. Avoid scheduling large chunks of time like golf. It's not always completely possible, but try to avoid it because you want to be available. If you're going to go play golf or anything else, make sure you have your phone with you so we can communicate. Lastly, if you find a home that you like, don't hesitate. You got to make an offer on it. Okay? But When I'm helping my clients make an offer, I'm making sure that they're not making snap emotional decisions, that we actually do come back to a comp, make sure that you're not overpaying, or at least if you are going to overpay, you know that you are overpaying. But we will provide you all the information for you to make an informed decision. But once you're ready, don't hesitate to pull the trigger. There's pretty much no more let's sleep on it overnight right now. You got to go in and react quickly. It's time to make an offer. If a home's been on the market for quite a while, then a lot of the terms of the offer can be negotiated: price, contingencies, loan, etc. If it's a multiple offer situation, you want that offer as clean as possible. I do have another video called How to Make a Winning Offer in a Competitive Situation that you can watch, and I go into much more detail than I'm going to on this particular slide. I'm actually will go through the contract with you and what the most important points are of that contract. So look for that video as well. Most likely I'll put the link here. If it's not there, I couldn't figure out how to do it. All right. So let's talk about a clean offer. Like we said before, is you're pretty much not going to have any contingencies on it, especially contingency of sale of an existing home. Ideally, you want to offer cash, and mention it there. I said offer the cash. Doesn't mean you have to pay with cash. It still means you can get a loan, but you don't make it contingent on the loan. Now, the other agents don't like when I do that, but that's how the contract reads. It says cash, not contingent on loan. And again, we'll get to that much more detail in that other video. Now, the last one is don't overpay, but I help you think through the entire scenario, and does it make sense to pull the trigger? Is that accelerated price too much, or does it make sense for your situation? But definitely we do our homework. I will talk through every point with you to help you arrive at a decision whether to make an offer or not make an offer, and at what price to make that offer. And then lastly, in a multiple offer situation, I do use something called an escalating offer, where you just set it up where you can just beat the next highest offer. And again, that's in my other video, making a winning offer in the villages. Now we'll define what a successful trip is. Now, if you found a home, congratulations, fantastic. That's exactly what you want to do. Hopefully it's with the parameters that you wanted and you didn't end up settling for something. If you don't happen not to find anything while you're here, hopefully at least you narrowed down your choices. Lastly, I think part of it is to gain the trust in your agent. The reason I bring that up is buying sight unseen. Now, I sold 8 of these this year, and I'm proud to say I'm pretty much 8 for 8 on these, as far as my clients being happy with what they ended up with. When I do this with my clients, it does a few things. Remember, if you were to come in right now and there's 70 homes on the market, there might only be 1 or 2 that are really nice, that are in ultra competitive mode. And if you won one of those, fantastic. If you want something in the main part of the villages that is a resale, that is already updated, then your best option is actually to buy sight unseen, because you can really open up your looking window. So you really have to trust your agent. I do something called the good, the bad, the ugly video for my clients, where I lean towards the negative more than the positive. I try to give you every ounce of information possible, again, positive or negative, so you can make an informed decision. I do not sell my clients sight unseen. I provide a service to help you buy sight unseen. So I hope you can understand the distinction there, as I'll never, ever try to pressure you into buying sight unseen. If anything, I'll try to talk you out of it a little bit to make sure that you're making the proper decision. Okay, and that's working with an agent that you trust. All right, well, that's the video. I hope you got some good nuggets of wisdom out of that particular video. Again, the information in this video and my other topics is in my free guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages. If you would like your free copy, just email me right here at davemontysales@gmail.com, and I'll send you out your copy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. There's a button down here somewhere to subscribe to my channel. That way you get the latest updates, as well as it helps me personally reach more clients. Hope you have a great day. We'll be seeing you around the villages. Take care.